Wow, good morning and welcome to Dialogue Box on Blossom Nigeria. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning, and don't forget that we are talking the nation in the right direction, and for that every day we commit ourselves to making sure that in every aspect of nation building, Nigeria is doing well and getting better. No matter how bad the records have been, don't forget we've always said and we've told you that you are to believe in the future of our beautiful country Nigeria, and you see yourself as a positive contributor to building a better Nigeria wherever you are. All right, so for that this morning we'll be looking into the aspects of how the Nigerian Bar Association has had a very major disagreement with the Kaduna State Governor Mallam Nasir El-Rufai, and what could have led to that, to the extent of wanting to disinvite him for a conference that is supposed to start today. That's August 26th. So we saw it as a means of also addressing some national issues, like paying more attention to details and the excellence of who and what we represent. It's not just about how we feel, it's not about sentiment, but seeing to it that anything and any decision we take, we have checked it out, and we are very confident that we can stand by it any day, anytime. So we'd like you to call in this morning and be a part of what we are discussing, and you can prefer solutions and suggest what you think should be a very major way forward for us as a nation when we talk about paying more attention to details and excellence, integrity as national character. Because no matter how much we want to look at it and the level at which we want to analyze it from, these are very core attributes that every nation needs to move forward. And don't forget that it's the people that make the nation. And the Nigerian Bar Association is not an association that should be dissociated from the Nigerian body, but is a part of Nigeria, made up of Nigerians. So whatever has happened there, we can look at it as a means of also addressing some key national issues, and that is why we're saying that everything that is committed to our trust, once you are a public officer, we will like to have a cause to work towards a reorientation where everybody knows that they have something to offer, and definitely they are working on the path of nation building and not nation or trying to destroy some of the core values that make up the nation. So this morning we have it that the Nigerian Bar Association is starting a 60th anniversary annual general conference, and that conference is a very major one because a lot is supposed to take place and is lasting from 26th to 29th. So with that, that's a very big thumbs up for the National Bar Association, but at the same time we're also using it as a means of addressing some of these values that we've talked about as a nation. And as we're looking into that, don't forget that everywhere you are, you can call in, you can talk to us on 08030887339, 08030887339, and 09052525107. And you can also follow us on YouTube. You actually join us, watch what we are doing on our YouTube channel, and also subscribe to what we are and who we are, and subscribe to all that we have. We have several videos on YouTube, so be a major subscriber today. And on Facebook we are there, just like you are watching us now. And for those that watch us later, this is Blossom Nigeria, and Dialogue Box is a platform, is a program on Blossom Nigeria that we hope to use to address a lot of socio-political issues in Nigeria, and we have been making a lot of progress in that direction. Then as we do all of this, we also have our website, www.blossomnigeria.com, that you can reach us on. You can always check us out, communicate with us, and we have several areas that you can contribute your quota. We have the aspects of individuals that are doing very well, the Niger Heroes. We have the corporate social responsibility, the CSR report. Those are the ones we call the impact report, and for that we expect that corporate bodies, companies can also take advantage of that to also make a very good social remark as in contributing their own quota to making the society better. Then we also have the areas of impactful governance, where any government agency, any government body that is doing very well, we also commend them. And that is a very key aspect of what we do in Blossom Nigeria. So like we said, addressing the Nigerian Bar Association today, looking at it from the angle of what must have gone wrong that led to the public addressing of the public from different angles. Even the former Emir of Kano, Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi, also took up the issue and had to also address the Nigerian Bar Association was not needed. So what must have gone wrong, and why should we allow such to happen? And that is why we are saying that as a nation, core values of integrity and paying attention to details, that is working towards excellence as a national institution, is very, very key. And for the Nigerian Bar Association, that is a body that comprises of all Nigerian lawyers, and that body is supposed to be viewed from a very high integrity status. So we don't want to hear of cases of like the new Nigerian Bar Association, that's the NBA chairman that has been elected, Olumide Akpata. Several issues are still going on about how he came on board, and the outgoing NBA chairman, excuse me, Paul Usoro, also has a lot of issues to answer. We should see the NBA as an exemplary institution that should be able to lay some very solid foundation for other bodies to follow. And we should not be hearing things like this. But like we said earlier, don't forget that the NBA is made up of Nigerians. And if it is made up of Nigerians, that means we have to address the Nigerian issue of integrity and seeing to it that in any area where public service is committed to our thrust, we are doing well. So what do you think? And why should NBA allow itself to get to that extent of having to almost exchange words with the Kaduna State Governor, and the Kaduna State Governor seeing it as a slight on his personality, that why should you invite me for a conference, and at the end of the day you are telling me that you are not inviting me again? So the question is, didn't the NBA check out all the details about Mallam Nasir El-Rufai before inviting him? Didn't they see the facts and figures about him? So why did they go that far inviting him? Or was it after inviting him it dawned on them that this is the character of the governor we are inviting? And don't always underlook or look down on the fact that Mallam Nasir El-Rufai has had very good public records when it comes to governance. He has acted well when he was FCT minister, that's the Federal Capital Territory minister under former President Olusegun Obasanjo. He did very well, but the major issue, the major aspersions that have been cast against his character by public reports and all that has been reaching us so far is the fact that he lacks tact and diplomacy. So he doesn't seem to know how to address people. He can talk rashly, he can talk without thinking, and that has been a major, like his Achilles heel that he needs to address. And even addressing the Southern Kaduna crisis in the Kaduna State region has also been a major one for him, because he has had to talk roughly to several religious bodies, several associations, and he's still, despite that, he has a very good record of impactful governance. So what do we think should give room for the NBA going this far, inviting him? And is it that is later they now saw the personality of who they were inviting, that it didn't fit the theme of of the conference they had this year? And just let's give you a very detailed aspect of the topic that they are addressing starting today. It says, the topic says, it says stepping forward, and the question is, who is a Nigerian? Just a second. Okay, so we continue. Thank you so much. It says stepping forward, who is a Nigerian? And the debate is on national identity. The conference, which is scheduled to hold or start today, is a debate on national identity, the indigenship, the citizenship, and is also supposed to be a virtual conference, the first in the history of the NBA. and the 60th Annual General Conference of the body. So that's a major one for the body. And like we have said earlier, the Kaduna State Governor himself has some very good records of public service. He's one of the brightest public officers we have out there. His public personnel only has a snag from the report that has gotten to us about his undiplomatic ways and manner of addressing issues. So what do you think? And when we are looking at the NBA as a microcosm of the larger house, as a Nigerian body, as a nation, why should we have such? So does it mean that we do things without checking out exactly what we are doing and what it represents? And does it mean that we say excellence does not really matter, so we can just do anything and tomorrow we'll come up and say, oh, sorry, we didn't really think through, so we are withdrawing and apologizing to the person we invited before, we are not inviting you again? What do you think about that? And don't forget that elections they are also coming up, and these are times for Nigerians to also look inward and see how to make a very excellent record this time around, working towards a better Nigeria. So talk to us this morning and let's have your views. And while we are doing that, we'll give you more background information about our interesting personality for today. That is Mallam Nasir El-Rufai. So according to an analyst, Dr. Ruben Abati, he says when the technical committee for conference planning of the NBA decided to invite Nasir El-Rufai as a keynote speaker at this particular session, they must have thought of the fact that more than any other governor in Nigeria at the moment is one governor who has had to deal with issues of identity crisis, especially in the southern part of the state that he governs. Then besides that, he has intellectual heft, the analytical skills, the knowledge of the national question that is being addressed. So his ability in all these regards is beyond question, and that must have given room for why the NBA invited him. But the snag on his personality, like we mentioned earlier, is a human rights record and his undiplomatic way and manner of handling issues. So with this, human rights wise, is still like yet to be confirmed, but several reports and feedback reaching us is like indicating that like what is happening in the Southern Kaduna region, he has not been very objective in the way he has gone about it. Yet to be confirmed, but a lot is still going on in that direction. So in quote, when you have a governor who is doing so well public service wise, yes, but he still has a lot hanging around him when it comes to human rights records and his personality when it comes to being diplomatic and portraying himself as a good public figure. In that sense, he can be seen as a controversial personality from that angle, but that is yet to be also confirmed. So what do you think? Do you think the NBA is right to have done what they have done so far by saying they are not inviting him again for a keynote address that he was supposed to give starting from today? And if we are to look at it as a way of also addressing national issues, why should Nigeria or Nigerians go this far before realizing the import of what they are doing? The import of what they are doing and the consequence on how it will either affect positively or negatively. All right, we have a comment here from Yeshua Ibn. He says, good morning. El-Rufai should sit down in the state and find solution to the violence. It is unacceptable. So in other words, he shouldn't try to find out why he was not or disinvited. Let's use that word. We are creating a word for that. So Yeshua Ibn says that he should sit down in a state and find solution to the violence in a state, which is unacceptable. All right, that's a nice one. All right, so wherever you are, send us your comment right now and let us know what you think about it. Is the NBA right? But even if they are right, that means they didn't do their homework well. A lot should have been done to achieve a more excellent way of going about having their 60th anniversary conference without all these controversies. And we also said that this is because NBA is supposed to represent the body of lawyers in Nigeria, and they are the exemplary institution that should help other institutions see how to maintain law and order and avoid lots of controversies that can be avoided. But we also noted the fact that these are also Nigerians. Don't forget that they are Nigerians. They are made up of Nigerians who are not foreigners. So they are still displaying the character of Nigeria that we need to address today. And that is integrity, core values, excellence in all that is done from the public service angle is very, very key. So if you are a public service officer and you have a responsibility given to you or occupying an institution like the Nigerian Bar Association in whatever capacity, you know that a lot is demanded from you, and even from the international community, we see that most of these details, they don't joke with them. So we need to work towards getting our nation to function better on all fronts. Very, very key. All right, let's quickly take this before we move on. Coco says, top of the morning to you. This is a pointer to the fact that one day Nigerians will stand up and reject these useless politicians, and that will mark the beginning of a new Nigeria. So this is Coco's view, that is a pointer to the fact that one day Nigerians will stand up and reject, according to him, useless politicians. So are we on the right course? Have we done enough in giving ourselves a sound orientation that excellence matters, that all what we do for our nation and for different institutions and organizations that we occupy, we have to see beyond self and see how to make a statement talking about impacting our world to make it better. So that is a very key point everyone must have. So wherever you are, if you think otherwise, you can talk to us, and if you would like to support us in what we have decided or discussed or have said this morning, you can also talk to us. The NBA going ahead with a conference like this and also telling a governor that they are apologizing but they don't want him coming again is also a major pointer. And we also have it that the current outgoing NBA chairman Paul Usoro also wrote to the Association of Muslim Lawyers to apologize, and also to the Nigerian Governors Forum, which to some analysts, they saw it as a stupid act that was not needed. So why should you write to the Muslim Association of Lawyers and to the Nigerian Governors Forum? Was there any need for that? All right, we have a call coming in now. Hello? Hello, good morning.
This is Chinkwe calling from Lagos.
Okay, you are welcome, sir.
Yeah, the issue today, as per the NBA rejecting or calling back, going back on their invitation to Mallam El-Rufai as a keynote speaker in their program, which commences today. I think that it wasn't something that is commendable on the part of the NBA.
Okay.
You see, NBA is an institution of integrity. They stand for law, they stand for equity, they stand for justice. So if you are having a program where you are saying that you are want to discuss about who is a Nigerian, who is this, and you are bringing in a keynote speaker, and only for you to go back on your invitation that is no more accepted because you suspect that the man has been involved in some non-diplomatic action on compromising issues on human rights activities and so on. That is very, very unacceptable.
Okay.
Very, very unacceptable. You see, it boils down to the lack of details that we always see in the Nigerian system. I will take your mind back to some time ago when our president appointed to heads of institutes. Two people were already late; they were dead. and you were being appointed as head of an institution. You understand? It shows that there was no proper details, excellence, accountability taken into cognizance before such is carried out. So NEA, before, I am of the opinion that it's beyond just inviting and non-inviting, because before you invite somebody, thorough research, detailed deliberations would have been done.
Yeah.
And then the person has been invited, and you are now saying the person should not be invited anymore because of some political pressures. That is what happened. El-Rufai is a fantastic governor. He has his flaw. He has his weak points. He may not be diplomatic in handling Kaduna crisis effectively, but he's trying his best. Now, do you now cancel an invitation based on that? Or is it based on the person? If you have acknowledged that the person has integrity, he has the wherewithal to deliver this keynote address, why are you backing out? So for me, I don't think NBA did the right choice and made the right call there. It's a flaw. Okay. As far as I'm concerned. So you can't now go back and now be apologizing to the Muslim lawyers that you are sorry. So it's now beyond integrity. I look at it, it's more or less like a political understatement.
Okay.
You understand? And I'm looking at it that way. Maybe it might be from, who knows, from the Christian angle, because if you say El-Rufai should not talk, then why are you apologizing to the Muslims? Why not apologize to the Muslims and to the Christians? I think that the Muslims are the one offended, so it's beyond that. NBA should be above board. So that's my contribution.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. That's an excellent contribution. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, sir. Wow. So that's some very key areas to note. That though El-Rufai may have his flaws, he is a fantastic governor. And when you were to invite him, didn't you check out everything about him and what he represents before a body like the NBA will invite the Kaduna State Governor El-Rufai? And after inviting him, why must you now go all out to say he's no longer invited? And not just that, you went ahead to start apologizing to the Association of Muslim Lawyers and the Nigerian Governors Forum. So what is it? So to our last caller, there's a political undertone to it. But what we are saying is that governors in this aspect may not take it lightly. But then we also know that this is a body that represents Nigerians, and everywhere they are still Nigerians. So for the Nigerian character, the Nigerian core values as individuals that make up the entire nation, we just have to pay more attention to details and work towards excellence, knowing fully well that whenever responsibilities are committed to our thrust, that is an opportunity for us to make impact and do better than what we achieved yesterday. So, but when we now see it as just anything goes, that means we still have a lot to achieve as a nation. And for the Nigerian Bar Association, a lot more needs to be done, because they are supposed to represent all that entails the law, the order, the aspect of trying to see to it that there is balance between the major tiers of government and everything that they stand for. This is not what we should be hearing at this time. So wherever you are, you can still talk to us today. Send us your comments, your opinion, and let us have them on our Blossom Nigeria page on Facebook. And also, like we said earlier, visit us on YouTube and be a major subscriber to our channel. Very, very key. And you can also make your suggestions and comments also. And don't also forget that in all that we do, our website is there for you to visit any day, anytime. You can make comments, you can send us opinions on different aspects of what we are also trying to push to make our nation better. And as we are saying, and as we have said, we are talking our nation in the right direction. So in all that we do, pay attention to details, be excellence-minded, and know that everything you stand for represents integrity and the opportunity to impact the nation positively. Thank you so much for staying with us today. We look forward to having you tomorrow. and we'll talk more. Don't forget that everywhere you are a major contributor to nation building. So make Nigeria better.